We're playing 2025 Pokemon Day Bingo. Shout out to AOK Craig on YouTube for this banger idea. It was so good that we had to try this ourselves. We're going to say everything we can, reveal each selection one by one, so that we can come back to this video after Pokemon Day and be like, we called it.
Some of these I don't want to see happen, like ever.
Okay, we need a good free space. Some people would obviously say ZA, but I'm thinking even more free than that. Gotta go more free than that. What's guaranteed to show up in a direct, Caden?
Ishihara?
Nope.
It's Pikachu!
Ah! What in the world? I forgot about the fuzzy movie models.
Oh, that reminds me, and I really wanted to include this on this board, so I'm excited. I know this is a crazy prediction to start out with, but we're gonna get a trailer for Detective Pikachu 2. The movie, not the game, the movie. Unfortunately, I don't really follow the games, so I don't know how accurate the movies are to the games or vice versa, but all I need is a fun story with some not cringy dialogue.
What is that?
Silent but deadly. Apologies, my tummy's bad from all the coffee.
No, ew, get off.
Also, some banger music. I mean some Sonic-type banger music. Speaking of Sonic 3 and potential movie adaptations, we need a Sonic 3 over Sonic 1 kind of improvement deal for Detective Pikachu.
You know, I could really go without those horror movie looking Pokemon designs too.
Yeah, some of those do get pretty creepy.
Dude, that Charizard used to give me nightmares.
While we're talking about movies, I think a Pokémon Horizons movie is almost guaranteed at this point, or at least at some point. This movie could follow an existing mythical, let's say Meloetta and Pecharon or something like that. With that, they could give Meloetta codes out with the movie tickets in Japan, of course, just like they did in Gen 8, leaving the rest of us international fans without a way to get the Pokemon.
We had Datazarude. Maybe they'll give us Mommy Meloetta.
Next up, a fairly popular game that they've announced a lot of updates for and presents has been Pokémon Unite.
Bro, literally League of Legends for children.
So, who cares? People enjoy it.
I care!
They've been giving us updates on this literally every Pokemon Direct, so I'm going to go ahead and assume we're going to get more.
Let's speculate on what Pokemon we could see get announced this year.
How about Togekiss? Could use a flying mechanic.
Maybe Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon to complete the evolutions. Where are the Kanto ones?
Rotom could be cool. They've been loving Gen 4, and it could change forms or, like, take over appliances.
Maybe Victini doing a sick little victory dance.
Wow, we're...
Maybe Zygarde for that legend type?
Oh, I've got it.
Trev, don't.
Lucha! Ludicolo! You know, Caden, I'm really proud of you for not mentioning Lopunny this time. Shows a lot of maturity, man.
Thanks, man. I did still mention Vaporeon.
Caden, we're trying to keep the YouTube algorithm happy.
It's good marketing.
I think one really likely inclusion with the release of the Switch 2 is that it, along with maybe some type of Pokemon-themed attraction, could be added to the Nintendo Museum.
I agree, but don't you think they'll wait for an actual Nintendo Switch 2 Direct to announce that and not some random Pokemon Presents?
I don't know, maybe they could just do it as a hint to ZA or a nod to some future Pokemon game without directly releasing it. Directly.
Trevor.
Or some kind of virtual Pokemon tour, but you're probably right. They'll save it for a future Switch Direct or something like that. We are long overdue for some kind of interactive exhibit, though, where you throw Pokeballs at Pokemon.
Yo, that would be tough.
Like a rock rub.
I'm done. You're kicked off the channel.
Okay, I know I've been saying this a lot lately, but Game Freak, give us virtual console games, please. I mean, look at how sad Pikachu is, and he's looking right at the virtual console games. That means something. At least just give us the Game Boy, GBA, and DS games. We can wait for 3DS. And if they don't want to give us the games through Nintendo Switch Online, they can at least just sell them to us. And seriously, I'd buy them for $20 per game, or maybe even more, to have home compatibility and just be able to play these games on a normal Switch. Isn't this like the third video in a row we've talked about this?
Yeah, it is. I'm actually kind of getting sick of it. So, what if we talk about the spin-off games? Like Pokemon Pinball, TCG for Game Boy, not Pocket, Pokemon Conquest, Ranger, Dash, the Rumble games. But the games I want to see most are Pokemon XD and Coliseum. To fight me or be again.
I can't help but notice, Caden, we didn't mention Mystery Dungeon.
You know what, Trev? If you want to talk about Mystery Dungeon, I'm done.
Chill, bro. Chill, bro. We don't want people in the comments raging about you and how much you hate Mystery Dungeon. I know you're a hater. I'm putting it on the board.
We couldn't put any other game on the board, Trev. Like, we had to do Mystery Dungeon.
Nope, it's going right there in B2. Honestly, though, it might be one of the most doubtful things on here when it's all said and done.
How about we go from ports to a new installment in a much-loved Pokemon spin-off series? Pokemon Picross coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
Bruh. Picross? Do we know anything about this game?
I don't even think I played the one on 3DS, to be real with you.
Yeah, me neither, dude. But somebody once told me about this unreleased GBA Pokemon Picross and how somehow the developers put more love into an unreleased game than the current developers put into the real mainline Pokemon installments.
That's crazy. Okay, Trev. You know how we got the announcement of a new Mario Kart game during the Switch 2 reveal trailer?
Yeah, I mean, I guess not a formal announcement, but it was a tease for sure. But how is that relevant?
As Mario Kart GP and 8/8 Deluxe have shown, third-party characters aren't anything new to the franchise. So, we get Pikachu in the next Mario Kart game.
It's Pikachu!
Caden, as much as I wish it could, that's not happening.
But Trevor, we could get a Pokemon track. It would be so cool.
Okay, I'm with you on that. Pokefloats as a Mario Kart track would be more than cool. It would be disruptive, generational, huge, life-changing, inspirational. But it doesn't mean it's realistic, buddy. Next time. We've got all the mobile game stuff that the Pokemon Company shoves down our throats yearly. So get your TCG Pockets ready to buy some hourglasses or gems or Pokepoints or whatever, depending on which app you're opening during your toilet time this morning.
As an avid Pokemon Go player, I found myself loving them adding the regional gimmicks into Pokemon Go, like Dynamax and Mega Evolution. I believe a very natural next step is adding Terra Pokemon to Pokemon Go. I think this could work similarly to how they've been running regional gimmick events already in Pokemon Go through raid battles. Win a raid, catch a Pokemon with a stupid little crystal hat. I think giving new types to the Pokemon would actually break the competitive meta.
Then you could have some Pokemon Go real life announcements, events, and things like that.
Like what they're doing for like Community Day events or Pokemon Go Day?
Exactly, and like Go Fest and stuff. Announcing multiple real world locations and some less exclusive, smaller events worldwide, I guess.
Sounds like a logistical nightmare.
All right, you know I've got to say it. They're going to give us one or more TCG Pocket updates.
Trading working would be a good start.
Different battle styles could also be really cool. I would also love to see a few new packs get announced to expand the current strategy and meta of the battling.
Or they can take the game off the App Store and we can start playing games in person like people again.
The game has so much potential and a large player base. I think they can capitalize on it.
For real, if it was a bit more polished, I think you could have a Pokemon Go-like impact.
Okay. Every Pokemon Presents, we get something announced for the same games, right?
Oh, I know this one. It's Pokemon. Trevor, it's Pokemon. Yes, right. It's
Pikachu! No. Calm down. They announce a lot for Pokemon as a franchise.
Okay.
But the game I was trying to talk about
Oh, no.
was Pokemon Cafe Remix.
Bro, what even is that game?
Honestly, I have no idea.
But you know, they better give us another 10-minute section of the Presents dedicated to the true best Pokemon mobile game. That being Pokemon Sleep in its well-deserved update.
Bro, you actually play Pokemon Sleep?
Well, it's not a lot of playing, but I do sleep a lot with the app open.
You sleep a lot with the app closed.
Anyway, back to my update ideas. Honestly, just adding a few more Pokemon in a way to be able to turn your phone display off so my eyes don't get burned in the middle of the night by a frickin' sleeping Snorlax, dude. That's all I really want.
Or they could sell you little caffeine pills that, while ruining your sleep cycle, could earn you in-game currency that you could spend on fun outfits, little mini games, and long sleepless nights thinking about your place in the universe.
Huh?
Your place in the universe being that planet between Saturn and Neptune.
Pluto? Anyway, what about Pokemon Masters?
You knew it had to be on here. They always mention that. They'll give us free gems or something, but who actually plays that game?
I mean, the music does go pretty hard.
All this talk about apps, Caden, you must be hungry for an entree. Or 5.
I'm done. This is the second I quit. I'm
All right, this might be an anti-prediction, but we're definitely not getting any new game announcements, at least mainline games.
Yeah, we really can't after all that dead space in ZA.
Okay, no. That we ball. Add Gen 10 to the board.
What the hell are those guys?
Caden, it's dark and light Gaia, because Gen 10 is Gaia, you know, with a little 10 on it from Sonic Unleashed.
Nah, Game Freak the kind of company to just drop Black and White 3 on us and give us nothing about ZA. Put Gen 5 remakes on the board.
Black and White 3 brought to you by Ilka. And guys, we're gonna somehow make the game with 30 less employees this time.
Since last one was such a big hit.
And we all love their cloud storage service.
Google Drive can store petabytes of data, and yet I can only store 6,000 Pokemon?
And that brings us to perhaps the most likely thing in the entire video. Not actually, but maybe. A Pokemon Home price adjustment.
Anything else? New features, ZA compatibility, new music, anything?
Nope, just a price increase. I'm honestly super exhausted from how much we've been talking about Home recently, though. So if you want more Home information or updates or anything like that, ideas, just go watch our last video.
Even Felix couldn't fix that one.
For real, though, we're just putting it on here, so if they mention Pokemon Home, we get our bingo. Maybe it's the power of our channel, but since our video on Pokemon Home came out a couple weeks ago, they've done like 3 shiny mythical distributions through Home. So you know what? I'm proud of the small changes we're able to make as a community. You should subscribe.
For real, I actually have reasons to open the app again.
All right, it's been long enough, and in all seriousness, Legends ZA is inevitable for this direct. And seriously, it's what we've all been waiting for since Pokemon Day of last year. Dude, it's crazy that we haven't gotten any updates on this game in a full calendar year. No gameplay, no teasers, no trailers, no nothing.
Give us basically another free space for this one being mentioned at all.
I think we could get like a gameplay trailer, maybe a quick overview of the story or some locations in game. But we could also get a lot more than that. So we're going to rapid fire one whole row and one whole column just for Legends ZA so we can try to get a bingo on Pokemon Day.
Ah, yeah, good idea.
You first?
At least one new Mega Evolution. I'm personally hoping for Mega Jinx.
Wasn't that scrapped from XY?
It was, yeah.
Perhaps we'll get a new evolution, as the last iteration did come from Kalos all the way back in Gen 6.
And this is the year of Eevee, correct?
100%.
At least one new Pokemon announcement happens, hopefully.
While they're not new Pokemon, I'm pretty sure the starters might get announced for the Legends game. Even though we've only had one Legends game, if they do follow that pattern, we could get 3 starters from previous generations. My guess would probably have to be Snivy, Totodile, and let's go with Litten.
New regional forms for the final stages of starters and maybe Mega Evolutions?
I mean, there always is the chance, since there's only been one Legends game so far, they could just use the normal Kalos starters and do something special for them, such as regional forms or, of course, Mega Evolutions with it being Kalos.
And I personally think that would be very stupid, but also very like Game Freak.
Okay, we all know after looking at the GTS recently, it's time for a new Furfrou trim.
I want an emo trim.
Honestly, I know Pharaoh trim already exists, but that would be such a sick addition if this game happens to be set in the past. I guess we're not sure about the time period of ZA, so let's just say they'll give us a Pokeball trim or something like that.
I want to look at a new Zygarde form. Let's call this 200% form or some dumb stuff like that.
Knowing Game Freak, I'm pretty sure Zygarde 200% would just be a green recoloration or reskin of Eternamax Eternatus from Sword and Shield, and
you still wouldn't be able to use it in battle.
What else?
Maybe some mystery gifts related to ZA news or pre-orders in Scarlet and Violet. Could be game specific, maybe past or future depending on what game you're playing.
On that note, knowing whether or not ZA is even taking place in the past or the future would be kind of nice to know. That way we could start figuring out the lore.
I think we'll get the release date for Legends Arceus announced for November 2025.
Really? I kind of think it'll be a launch title for Switch 2, and that might be like May or June. Who knows?
Well, if they do that, I want like a Breath of the Wild situation where they release it on both consoles at the same time.
Oh, definitely. There's no way that this game won't be playable on both Switches.
Well, if they say that Scarlet and Violet is playable on Switch, I'd rather them just only have Legend ZA on Nintendo Switch 2.
What, you trying to stick with an actual playable frame rate?
I am, yeah.
Anyhow, that's our full bingo card. Thanks for sticking with us for our predictions. And let's see after the 27th how many we got right. It's hard to believe we're this close to a Presents again, honestly. And hey, if you're here from the future where a Presents already happened, flame us in the comments for what we got horribly wrong, as I have to admit, Game Freak does know how to keep us on our toes.
At very least, let's stop with all this leak stuff, okay? I'm tired of new articles every day talking about these reputable leaks.
We all know 99% of them are fake, and while it's fun to theorize, all these leaks ruin the fun of playing a game blind for the first time, which is my preferred way to play Pokemon. And hey, we're gonna try and be real Poketubers for once, so we might just stream during the Presents next week. So if you want to see that, comment down below, how do you like to see that done? And if you think we missed any crazy predictions or anything like that.
Knowing us, we just got like everything on the bingo card wrong. And Trev, I've got to do it. We didn't want to be those YouTubers, but if you've made it this far, we would really appreciate it if you would just give a good old smack to that sub button so my landlord could stop taking my lunch money.
And my girlfriend's husband would like you to know that a whopping 99% of viewers are not subscribed to our channel. Once again, we don't want to be those people, but just do it. Save Caden's lunch. He's hungry. Look at him. He's a hungry boy. He maxed out his tab at the Cheesecake Factory. Enjoy the Presents, everybody.
Or don't. I really don't care.
See ya.